Hi everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger. Happy Earth Day everybody. Yeah, the world definitely needs to be cleaned. Anyways, here's something I want to share with you fellas. Now this story is something I never really got into past the storyboard stage. It's called Skylanders Rescuing the Rainforest from the Roaring Fire. And it's where Spyro is putting out the fires of the Amazon rainforest. This was supposed to be made last year when during the whole Brazilian forest fire problem. And I never finished it until today. And to animate it right now is gonna be quite outdated, so to speak. But I will admit, I did want to there was a message I wanted to pull out in the end. I also wasn't so sure if anybody would like this because it could be seen as, well, rather preachy. I did a bit of research though. Anyways, let's see. Here's what the story is like. And it says here, there's the map to South America. Brazil needs your help. And Spyro calls out to the Skylanders. He says, "Guys, we need to go to Brazil right now." "Why? Is there a carnival?" He clicks on the TV. Okay, but before that, Europe is playing a video game. Sugar Happy is watching. Gilgorn's reading a book. Spyro clicks on the remote. "Hey, I was on the last boss level," says Eruptor. The television says, "The Amazon rainforest has been caught in a wildfire, which is increased up to 86%. The Amazon has been declared the lungs of the planet. It's what reduces air pollution and is the key component to biodiversity and carbon storage. Oxygen comes from trees, which feed out carbon dioxide. If burnt, it creates deadly carbon monoxide, which could suffocate the planet. Ask Weird Al's parents. May they rest in peace." Fun fact, Weird Al Yankovic's parents did succumb to carbon monoxide. May they rest in peace. The Brazilian government is doing very little to help this situation. If something is not done, the world could be at stake in the next few years. "Guys, get rid of the other Skylanders. We're gonna help the Amazon." So they go to the Amazon, and the whole forest is on fire. They're on a jet. It's like, "Well, you ain't kidding. It's getting crispier than bacon." "But the Amazon is so big. How do we put out the fire the size of a country?" Say, "We got that covered. We split ourselves into two teams, so we can handle several parts of the Amazon. I'm not going to let this world die in vain. It has suffered enough. Chief, Ray, we're ready. Open the hatch." And there's Master Chief from Halo. He drops out the Skylanders. They land, and Tech and Undead rescue the natives. Water and Earth douse the flames. Fire and Air absorb the fires and smog. Life and Magic, we got some rebuilding to do. Let's move out. And here is Torch. And against the fires, instead of blowing the fires, she's sucking it up, extracting it. And even Eruptor is breathing in the fires. And Flamethrower is Sunburn is absorbing the fire. Jetpack is using his vacuum gun to suck up the smog. Whirlwind is creating some clouds to create rain clouds for the forest. Sugar Happy's rescuing a tapir. And Ghost Roaster say, "Come down, Spuds, we gotta go." Yeah, to a jaguar. There's Chopper and Cinder next to a poison frog. He said, "Careful, it's a poison frog. One touch and you're dead. I'll handle this." If you see one of my previous pictures, Cinder's immune to poison. Do I have to rescue this one? I mean, its bite is the most venomous of all spiders. He's of course talking about the wandering spider. They said to be the most venom, has the most venom of all spiders. More so than the tarantula, more so than the black widows, debatably more so than the Sydney funnel web. And here's Terrafin, covering the mud, covering the fire with mud, and Smash It is using the mud to, his ball to smack down on the mud to douse the flames. Dino-Rang is carrying a pine cone saying, little water would be nice. Splash, that's more like it. And then Gilgrunt, he's absorbing the water from the rivers. Same with Zap and Slam Bam, even Flipwreck is doing it. But little did he realize that he accidentally carried the fish into the trees. Whoops, better check the source of power, for my power first. He's like, okay, this area is clear of fires and smog. Let's start rebuilding. So he starts putting seeds in his mouth, he spits them out, puts them in the holes, and then Stelfeld uses her magic to regrow the trees. Same with Food Fight. And then it zooms out the map of how much of the fires is there, what's the burnt stuff, the forests. Several hours later, we're lying low on power, energy, and refreshments. We did the best we could for some of the forests, but there's still a lot of fires in our midst. We need a miracle. So then Cinder has an idea. I don't know if this will help, but I can spread this to social media. Do it. So Cinder uses her phone, and she starts texting saying, Dear people of social media, the Amazon is in peril, and the Skylanders need help. Spread this message to everyone around you. Donate to wildlife charities, and if you have to, do whatever you can to help us and the rainforest. And then, all over elsewhere in media, here's a familiar face. Send help. Everybody starts spreading the message. They start donating to several charities. My family supports this one. The Rainforest Protection Agency comes with a lot of money. Will this do, boss? Yes. Let's move out. Soldiers, they get ready. They get the supplies. They go on helicarriers. They start dropping. The cavalry has arrived. And some of the ships, they start raining water all over the Amazon. Some of them have extra oxygen and start gliding to get some atmosphere. Some of them, they splash to douse the flames, but some rescue some animals and stuff. It's like, well, we did the most we can to save this rainforest, but our job is far from over. Follow me. They did much they can for the forest. So in the factory, Spyro kicks down the door. He's like, Are you the guy in charge of deforesting? He's like, yes, it's for our cattle ranching. You don't see his face. I was thinking maybe something like the Lorax, where you never see the person's face, like anybody can relate to him. Well, stop it. It's causing the environment to suffer. But this is a big company. I got all these workers who need the money. They got families to feed, bills to pay. Would shutting down the factory provide better results for humanity? I see your point, but may I have permission to speak to your workers? Permission granted. Workers, is this the only job you can work on? Is there no other occupation your hearts desire more than this? Scaria says a bit of fly. And then the workers say, truth be told, I always wanted to be a digital artist, but I could not afford a computer. If you have a phone, you can get a stylus for a cheap price. You can also find several art apps for free. You can even sell your arts on sites like Patreon. I know not everybody does, but I'm sure somebody is able to master art with the phones and is able to sell it on several sites. I wanted to be a professional chef, but I don't have enough ingredients and nobody buys cookbooks anymore. Okay, a bit of exaggeration. I see a lot of people nowadays don't buy cookbooks because people like to look up online for stuff. See, you can start off with smaller dishes, improve with what you got. Share your recipes on social media. If you can make enough money from that, you should be able to buy more advanced ingredients. And then this guy's like, I have no experience with anything. This is all I can do to help with my family and household. And he's like, also, I have a brother who is unable to cook for himself because of his mental disability. Some foods need to be prepackaged for people who have special needs. I was peeved when plastic straws were banned. Yes, they do harm turtles, but they are needed for those with a disability. Other straws can be harmful to them. Single-use straws, they are plastic, they are bad for the environment, but they do help with the disabled. I mean, some people can be allergic to straw alternatives, and some of them can get injured by other straw alternatives like glass or metal. And some are dissolvable and chokeable like paper straws. And Spyro's like, oh boy, is this going to be hard work trying to balance environmentalism, industrialism, and humanity. All three have their ups and downs. Leading more towards one or the other can be a blessing for some, but a curse for others. This is why I didn't know if I could do this one, because this one I'm worried it might be preachy, and some people may not agree with me, and some people will agree with me, but this is going to be very polarizing. So I thought this would be important, but I thought maybe I delayed a bit too long on this, and I thought maybe best not to publish it. Anyways, this is the message I wanted to spread. The message is, in the past, the Earth was an undisturbed planet, a time when animals and nature lived in peace, for the most part. It did have dangers like natural disasters and the big boulder that wiped out the dinosaurs. Also, back then, we learned how to survive through these tough conditions by learning how to make tools, how to cook, how to tame animals, and how to find new ways of living. In this day and age, we have technology and other materials which make our lives easier. However, much of it comes with an ultimate price. As more factories are made to create more technology and everyday needs, more pollution has been created on land, in the sky, even at sea. Yes, there are more important things for humanity than just the environment, but that's not to say we should disown the environment entirely. There are also people who have special needs. The whole banning plastic thing needs some justification. We do get clumsy with plastic straws, which does choke turtles, but strictly banning them leads to consequences. Some people with disabilities require plastic straws, as alternative straws don't always reach their standards. They cannot be bent, they can cause allergies, they can dissolve quickly, etc. Many of us can use the alternatives, but let the small percentage of people use plastic straws. Same with prepackaged foods, plastic bottles, plastic bags, etc. Sure, it's hard to try and convince some of those lazy bums to do less dumping, but I don't really know the true answer to any of this. There is diversity in everything: people, animal, foods, landscape, technology, everything. There is more to this earth than meets the eye. The earth is not the perfect place, but it's the only planet we are able to live on. We want the environment to be as healthy as possible for all of us to live a longer and happier life. However, the industry should not be one to look down upon. Yes, industry can cause trouble for the environment, but it is needed to make this easier for our lives, especially for folks who have a disability. It's not easy balancing environmentalism, industrialism, and humanity, but we must try our best to maintain that balance. You may love your family, you may love your job, you may even love your lifestyle, but do whatever you can to help the environment. Plant seeds, take pictures of nature, spread awareness, but most importantly, take good care of this planet. We need it more than anything else. One small change can make a difference. And that's exactly what I wanted to do for the animation. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time, and the whole forest fire thing has been somewhat a thing of the past. And I heard because of the coronavirus pandemic, the environment seems to be improving rather well. Pollution has become a lot less recently. Yes, there is some paranormal and mentally unsustainability recently, but at least the environment is improving. So yeah, this is what I wanted to do for my animation, but I didn't have enough time and stuff. I thought maybe this would be a perfect day to share with you all, thought this would be a perfect day to share with you all, and like it's on Earth Day, and see if you guys thought it's a good message. It's a better message than with most others. I mean, Fern Gully was not a bad film, but it's not exactly a great environmental messaging film. Norm of the North was terrible at that message. But let me know what you think about this story. Is it good? Is it bad? Should it have been animated? Should it have not been animated? Is it somewhere in the middle? Does it require a few things of improvement? Let me know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video.